Hello everyone, welcome back to Calling the Shots. I am Kiki.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're filming this in the daytime, which is weird for us.
Yes, very different.
Just the vibes are kind of different. We have the whole day ahead of us.
We really do, the whole evening, I would say.
That's true. The whole day ahead of us.
It's like afternoon.
Yeah, it's 3:30 to be clear. It is not, we do not have the whole day ahead of us, but
we'll have our evening.
We'll have our evening.
Do whatever we want.
To do whatever we want. Have you been doing anything fun lately?
I have not. I really, things have been just work and that's really it.
I know, I'm just out here grinding.
Yeah. It's summertime, so I really want to be doing fun things.
I know, have you had like a pool day or anything?
I haven't. I have been dying to lay out by the pool, and I need to make it happen. I just don't have a pool at my apartment, so.
You do need to. I was literally just at the pool.
Oh, so fun.
If I smell like I've been at the pool, I'm sorry. That happened. It's, the only thing is that now it's like kind of hot. Like you still need to do it, but I will say I think like 2 weeks ago would have been like prime time.
I was so iffy because 2 weeks ago it like randomly poured down rain.
I know, and that's the thing, that does suck because then you have to like run from the pool.
Yeah.
But you didn't feel hot.
That's
but
true.
You still like, you can get tan when it's cloudy, you know?
Yeah.
Like that overcast tan is a real thing.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I do want to work on my tan. I did go to the lake though recently.
Oh, fun.
I went to Silver Lake. Have you ever been there?
I don't know.
I wouldn't, if you would have asked me a week ago, I wouldn't have realized where it was. Because you know where Tibble Fork is?
Yeah.
We have so many like creeks and lakes in Utah, guys. It's actually a really nice part of Utah is that you can like go up in the mountain and there's like a mini lake or a reservoir. So there's Tibble Fork Reservoir, which is like up American Fork Canyon. Yeah. And if you like keep going up for another like 10 minutes, you'll hit Silver Lake. So some friends and I like took kayaks and
so fun.
Yeah, we bought like a whole bunch of food. We're like, let's do like a little picnic type thing. Yeah. And we were gonna go to Tibble Fork and it was busy. So we just kept driving up to Silver Lake and it was way more chill. Nice. Because you should have like a car more built for it, like SUV, truck, Jeep, whatever.
Good to know.
Did I see a Tesla up there in some small cars? Yeah. Was I confused?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, How did you get here,
The math is not mathing.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing. Yeah, but that was so fun.
Yeah, I've just been working so much. And so is my boyfriend, so yeah.
I get that.
I need to get out and do some summery things, for sure.
Especially now that it's July.
Yes.
Peak summer.
Also, it like didn't feel like summer until like last week.
I know. It really didn't.
So I'm really, like, wow.
I feel like everyone was struggling. I feel like the whole country was cooler.
Yeah.
I could be misspeaking for sure. But at least like I feel like even in California for a while it was like
so
this is not that hot.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's what my family was telling me. But now it's hot there. Yeah. Like, they're like, so, it's 102. I'm like, oh my God. Bye.
Yeah.
It's only like 90s here, but.
Still very hot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did my nails.
Oh my gosh. And they're 4th of July. So cute.
They're 4th of July themed.
So cute.
Our long tangent about Sarah's nails last week inspired me.
They're very cute.
Red, white, and blue, baby.
We love a good theme, which is on theme with today's episode.
Yes, it is on theme with today's episode. So this will come out right after the 4th of July. We're filming it right before the 4th of July. And like we said last time, love a good theme. Yeah. So we're doing best red, white, and blue moments in sports.
Yes. Lots of Team USA stuff. Because,
yes. America. As some might say. Apparently, we're saying it right now.
You have to. It's that time of the year.
It really is.
Everyone's all patriotic and stuff. So.
Yeah. So we're just having a good time out here. Summer days, 4th of July days. I hope you all had a great 4th of July.
Yes.
Do you have 4th of July traditions or anything?
Back home we did. So, our church would like they call it a wiffle and waffle. So in the morning they do like waffles and an iron. Everyone would bring like their irons, cast irons, and like stuff to make waffles and do a waffle bar, and then we'd play wiffle ball.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it used to be like intense too. Like we would grow out because I live right next to like our big stake center, which is like bigger than a normal chapel.
Church, yeah.
And we had lots of land. And so we'd let the grass grow out. And then my cousin would go, because me and my family live pretty close to the church. And he would go up there with his lawnmower and like cut like lanes, like
running lane,
like
from base
cut
to
like
base.
A diamond, basically.
Yeah,
in the field to make it look like a baseball field, and it was like
That's so fun.
And I think they still do it. I think they're actually doing it again this year, so super fun. But yeah, really just like pool day, barbecue, that kind of stuff. Other than the fireworks, yes. That's another thing. I lived in a pretty big house growing up, and we would throw like a big party and we had a lot of land, so we would have tons of fireworks. And did a tree or two get set on fire once?
Shut up. Did a tree or two get set on fire? Yeah. Is that what you're saying? So casually? Yeah. Because like it would get a little out of hand, because people would just start like letting off fireworks, and they would be pointed in the wrong direction. So. You live and you learn. Listen, but also it was in Florida, so it's a lot more humid than it is in Utah. So true. Because I know Utah is pretty strict about their fireworks. Here's the thing. You need to be. You do have to be, because in California, think about all those forest fires. Do you remember even when we went to Tahoe and there was like so much smoke from forest fires? And even just like you would pass by like miles of like burnt trees. And it was just like, there's no leaves on those trees. Yeah. So everybody be safe out there. Yeah, be safe. We don't have humidity here. It's different. And we also like lived on a lake, so we had plenty of water sources to like put out said fires. Like bases were covered. No one was injured. I'm just dying. But yeah, there was a few trees got a little singed. But it was a good time. It's literally so funny the way you so casually said that. But yes. Yes. Yeah, fireworks are fun. Yeah. I didn't have any like very specific traditions. It was always just like, pool day, fireworks, barbecue. I am a hot dog girly. Me too. Right? We're on the same page. Isn't it crazy that Costco still does it for $1.50? Yeah. Hot dog and a drink. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm like not a big Costco dog person though. Oh, whoa. I don't think I knew this. Well, I didn't grow up with Costco. Yeah. I grew up with Sam's Club, but like hot dogs are the similar, same, but I don't like boiled hot dogs. I like you like grilled hot dogs. You like grilled hot dogs. It's more about that's why. Yeah. Okay. But I love a good hot dog, but a good grilled hot dog. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that is 4th of July to me. Yes. Like that is summer. Yes. Like hot dogs and hamburgers, everybody grab. Like we talked about last week. Just like, I know. Anyways, so, wow, yeah. Well, that's so fun. That's kind of what's going on. 4th of July festivities. In Utah, too, the month of July is fireworks. The entire month. Because it is. There's also July 24th, which is Pioneer Day here. It's when when pioneers settled in Utah. Which is a state holiday. Basically a second 4th of July. It's basically second 4th of July. So fireworks literally don't stop all July. So happy fireworks season to everyone who celebrates. But be safe. Be smart. Literally be safe and be smart. We do not need more fires, okay? Yeah. And with that, we will move on to what is happening. What else is going on besides fireworks season? Basically, we kind of touched on it, but summer snacks. We did a draft last week. Oh, that's right. We did do a draft last week on our summer snacks, and we asked you guys to vote. Yes. You guys voted, and we have the results. We do have the results. Which are so funny. So we tied on the best sports movies. Which is correct. I literally was like, man, I should have polled more people. Like, go vote, be honest. We literally 50-50. Yep. That's crazy. Yeah, so, but we both had solid drafts, so it honestly makes sense. It does make sense. It does make sense. There is movies that I would have picked if you didn't pick them. Yeah, if you guys haven't listened to that episode, go listen to it. Also, just go check out our story if you want to see the list. And it's on our highlights, so you can still look them up. And then Kiki won Best Summer Snacks. I know, barely though. I'm trying to remember what the percentage was. It was like
60-40 or something.
It was something like that. Yeah.
So,
I did one,
close.
which I honestly might have voted for yours. So that was surprising to me. I was like, oh, okay.
I think you had enough. You had a good mix of salty and sweet.
I think it was the variety.
Yeah,
that's
you
what
had
I
a
think
good
it
variety,
was.
whereas mine was all sweet.
Yeah, I think when I looked at them, because I was trying to figure out why did mine win? Like, not like maybe I would have picked mine. I don't know. But when I looked, I was like, okay, it was probably the variety of like sweet, salty.
You definitely had more variety.
Yeah. So I think that's what did it. But anyways, that's why we do polls, because we want to know what you guys think.
Yeah.
And now we do. And now we're on to what's happening. I jumped the gun on our polls. Hello. Okay. So this is, I don't know how to explain this besides like think camp, like sports camp, or even maybe for you it's like girls camp or band camp or leadership camp.
Boy Scout camp.
Boy Scout camp. They have camps for tight ends, for football.
Love
tight
that.
ends. And you guys, I think tight ends have the best personalities.
Yes, 100%.
Because here's the thing about NFL players, they have a lot of reasons to be like, I'm so cool and whatever. And different position groups have like different
vibes.
Stereotypes.
Yeah.
Different vibes is probably a better way to say it. Let's go with vibes. Like wide receivers tend to be more like flashy. Like they're going to be in the end zone celebrating.
Yeah.
That's just how they are.
Yeah.
O linemen, D linemen,
kind of goofy.
They're the goofy big boys.
Yeah,
that's just who they are. Yeah, they will pound whatever plate you put in front of them.
Yeah,
but tight ends are funny because
they're kind of low key. I feel like
they're interesting because they can get some of the glory.
Yeah.
But they're doing a lot of the dirty work too, because as a tight end you block a lot too. Like you're blocking the player in front of you.
You're a bigger guy. You're a bigger version of a wide receiver.
You're built. Yeah, you are
big, tall.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So they do a camp where tight ends come together, and I want to say they've been doing it for a few years now. Anyways, there was a post that the NFL did that showed Travis Kelce making friendship bracelets,
which is the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs.
We've talked about Travis Kelce.
We've mentioned him before.
We talked about him when we talked about the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce is he is literally just one of the most likable players.
Yeah, he is just, his personality's popping. There's always something, he says something entertaining every day. I swear.
He's the one who in the Super Bowl, him and his brother were playing against each other.
Yes.
They have the podcast together.
Their mother is
Donna Kelce,
which we will also get to.
But he made friendship bracelets, and it's literally just like a video of him making them, and he's like, I gotta go pass these out. I really hope I get one. Like,
so soft.
You love, and again, these are like big guys.
Yeah.
So you love when they get soft like that.
And he's a goofy. He likes to do goofy things, but
does.
Honestly, he seems very genuine.
He does,
which makes it even better. He's not just doing it to be like, oh, this will be funny.
Yeah,
but, he genuinely
he's not trolling people. He thinks it's funny.
Yeah, he thinks it's funny and kind of cute and kind of silly, and so
do we.
Yeah,
kind of cute, kind of fun, kind of silly. Travis Kelce. Genuinely, guys, it's so funny, and he will pass him. Some of the younger guys were passing him out, and then the younger tight ends were giving them to George Kittle or whoever, and people were like, "Oh, I want this color because it's
so
Eagles colors." They're really picking their bracelets.
Yeah.
So that is just so funny, and I love that goes on. And I think maybe I need to make friendship bracelets.
Yeah,
because I made a fat summer bucket list actually, and I do think I put friendship bracelets.
So fun! I made one summer out of just the beads with lettering.
Yes,
and the colorful beads.
That's what theirs looked like. Yeah,
because you can braid them. I'm not that intense.
Ooh, I loved braiding them.
I love a good braided one.
Maybe
I'm not very good at it. But
I thought about the beads, but maybe I should braid them. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, they're kind of fun.
Anyways, so that was hilarious. But we have more on that.
Yes. So continuing with the Kelce brothers, as we mentioned, they have a podcast. And on the podcast recently, they talked about how their mom is in the Hall of Fame. And you guys talked about Donna Kelce.
Yeah, Kira and I were obsessing over Donna Kelce because she had 2 sons in the Super Bowl.
And her fit during the Super Bowl was on point.
Yeah.
She had a custom jacket and shoes. She just popped off.
She
as
really
she should.
did. Yeah.
But apparently, because of that, she had also her iconic jersey that was like split
between the two teams, between the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
For both of her sons.
So that iconic jersey, as well as some of her shoes, are in the Hall of Fame. And I just thought it was so cute that, like, they were kind of fangirling over their mom, like, being in the Hall of Fame.
Well, and they literally were like,
I don't
first
know.
mom, they were like, first mom in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Moms don't make it in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Donna does.
Donna makes it in the Hall of Fame, yeah. And Travis has shoes in the Hall of Fame. I guess Jason could have fit in the Hall of Fame, had a piece of clothing in the Hall of Fame, and he turned them down.
Yeah. He said he wanted to keep it for himself.
He was like, I'm not giving that to you. It was custom made. I guess it was some jacket that he wore for a big speech.
So, and I was talking to Sarah about this because I was just like, wait a minute. How does this work? And it sounds like if you have like a crazy game or something huge happens, they take like an item that you wore and put it in the Hall of Fame. It doesn't mean that you are like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Like, but that there's
a Hall wrong, but that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. No, that's because there is a difference.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between having an item in it and like being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That is a much bigger process. But you can get things in the Hall of Fame is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And Donna Kelsey, first mom in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Donna Kelsey, Travis, and I guess Jason was like, no.
He's like,
he quotes, it's sitting somewhere in a trash bag in my basement. You can't have it.
The jacket that could be in the Hall of Fame is sitting in a trash bag. Cool.
That just like shows
but that fits his personality. Like really I do feel like O linemen and D line, like just those big guys, they don't care.
Yeah,
they're not about the clout, man.
In the spotlight. They're just there like, to do their job.
They are unbothered.
Yeah,
which
so fun
is amazing. Oh my gosh. Actually, I just realized something and I'm going to get to it in a minute. A little teaser for you guys. Okay, but that's what's going on kind of in the NFL world. It's the off season, but we still got some fun things there. In the world of tennis, Wimbledon has started.
Yeah.
So
fun.
It's 2 weeks long. It's a huge deal in tennis, guys.
Yeah.
And this is a big year because previously the dress code was you have to wear white. All women have to wear white, which I get. It's like a look, whatever. The problem is it's the tradition. And there's a lot of sports are really heavy into tradition.
Yeah,
and
similar to like golf. Golf is another
I was going to say, I feel like tennis and golf, probably because they are very old school sports.
Yeah.
I feel like they do like really put a heavy emphasis on tradition. So they've always worn white. But the problem is if you are a woman, you could very well have your period during Wimbledon. And so because of that, there's been a lot of pushback, like where the women are like, we don't want to have to worry
about that.
We don't want to have to wear white skirts because we don't want to have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Which is so valid.
Very valid.
And so this is the first year where they actually don't have to wear white.
Big deal.
Which I'm curious. Like we're only, by the time you hear this, we'll only be like a few days into it.
Yeah. And
so far we're like a few hours into it with us recording. And it looks like a lot of people still are wearing white. But I think the fact that the option is there is like what's
nice.
That's what's nice. That's what matters. I think that honestly is a big win for women.
Yeah, it shows that they're listening and that they like respect the fact that that's a real thing.
And can you imagine just being told you have to wear white? Like, I just feel like I'd be stressed. Yeah. And that really, like, if that's on the back, like, if that's in your mind, I feel like that could just mess you up.
Yeah,
so.
And, like, look good, you want to feel good, you want to be comfortable, and if it's that time of the month, it's not a comfortable time already, let alone wearing white.
So true. Let alone having to be stressed that everyone else is going to know.
Yeah.
So... That's a win for women everywhere.
Yes.
We do love that. And the reason I just freaked out is because I realized we were talking about hot dogs.
Oh my gosh.
There's the 4th of July hot dog competition.
Yes. The annual, speaking of traditions.
Yeah. The annual 4th of July hot dog eating competition.
If you haven't watched it, I don't blame you. It's a little hard to watch.
I was just going to say, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a fun thing, but it's so gross to watch.
It actually is so nasty to watch.
And it's intense. Like, this isn't just these random dudes they pick up off the street eating hot dogs. These guys, and females also, there's a female one too. They practice. They train, like, no, I'm not going to say exactly like athletes, but they train their bodies to be able to eat as many hot dogs as humanly possible within, I don't even know what the time limit is. But they're, like, dunking the buns into water to, like, make them smaller, and, like, oh my gosh, it's so gross to watch. Like, you have to, I'm just gonna, trigger warning, but, like, you should just see what it is. Like, turn it on for, like, a minute or two just so you can experience what it looks like. Because it's something
crazy. But do you know what's wild is, like, everyone knows the name Joey Chestnut.
Yes.
Everybody knows that name.
It's true.
In the sports world.
Yeah.
Because this man eats so many hot dogs.
Yeah, he's won, like, how many years in a row?
Oh, I want to say it was like 9 or something.
I'm
literally
also,
going to look it up right now.
You think this man's going to be a big man? He's not. Like, you think it's going to be a big guy that's inhaling these hot dogs, but he's not big. Like,
he's really not.
He's, like, pretty, I'm not going to say he's thin, but, like, he's not some big dude, not big. You know?
He's ranked first in the world by Major League Eating. Just that's sentence in and of itself.
There's a league for that. That just shows how intense this is. There's
how many? He holds the world record for eating. Guys, I just can't believe this. He holds the world record for eating 73 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Oh,
I don't have words.
That's insane.
I'm looking up right now how many times has he won. Who has won the event 15 times. By the time you listen to it, it's going to be 16 times.
He eats, like, well, my math could be wrong, but, like, almost 7 hot dogs a minute. That's crazy.
Did you say my math could be wrong? Yeah, you divided 73 by 10. That should be right.
You know?
I'm dead. Here's the thing, though, too.
That's crazy.
Like, that's for 10 consecutive minutes, too. You have to think about that. Because, like, I feel like some people might hear that and be like, I could eat 7 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Or I could eat 7 hot dogs in 1 minute. And it's like, but could you do that 10 times over?
Yeah.
No. And even if you're saying that, I don't believe you.
And like I said, you just need to see it for yourself. Because it's crazy how quickly they pack those things down.
I know.
And I'm like, how do you keep them down? Is my question.
I don't know either. And here's the thing is, like, it's just on people's TV on 4th of July. Like, yeah. I went and visited my sister and her husband one 4th of July, and he just, like, has it on the TV, and I'm like, I'm mind blown. I think they, like, eat grapes or something beforehand because it expands your stomach, but only with, like, liquid. It's something like that. There's a method to all of it.
Yeah. And like I said, they train. All year for this, which is crazy. Anyways,
on that's just such an America thing.
Yes,
eating hot dogs.
It is,
but that's like a big 4th of July
thing.
Big tradition.
Yeah,
I bet July 5th is great for Joey Chestnut. Maybe not great, but he's like, I don't have to train for a second. That's probably his break.
He's probably trying to recover.
He might be a terrible day, actually. Yeah. Maybe the 6th is a good day for him.
He's like in a food coma, like dying.
Yeah, he's like in the hospital. I can't even imagine. I would be.
Yeah,
I'd be dead.
Getting his stomach pumped or something crazy.
Yeah, from hot dogs. Bye. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead. We're going to move on to our red, white, and blue segment. So, like we said, we just want to highlight some of like the best times in American sports history.
Yeah.
And there have been so many good times, I feel like, in the history of Team USA in general. So Sarah and I just picked some of the best.
Yeah, just a few that we really liked. And
because, like we said, there is nothing like being a sports fan and just being like, oh, whatever, yeah, USA. Then let me tell you.
When the Olympics come on.
World Cup, anything that involves Team USA, this whole country is on the same page.
Yeah.
We could be fighting about a million different things, but when it comes to sports, our country we are on the same page.
Yeah.
USA, okay? Yeah. All day.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
Yeah.
And so we're going to highlight that with some stories.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
I don't care. We should have planned this.
Okay.
You go first.
I'll go first because I would say this is probably one of the biggest.
Whoa, okay. Maybe I should go first.
But
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Gotta start off strong, you know?
Yeah.
We mentioned it actually last week in our sports draft. We talked about the movie Miracle.
That's right.
Which is about Team USA hockey. Anyways, so I'm just gonna read I'm gonna read a little blurb about this team. So it says, Sports Illustrated calls it the single most incredible moment in all of U.S. sports history, a moment that sent the entire nation into a frenzy. Sporting News said American hockey came of age on February 22nd of 1980 when the USA hockey team downed the mighty Red Army hockey team of Russia in the 1980 Winter Olympics. No other Olympic performance has touched America the way that this hockey team did and has forever been known as the Miracle on Ice. So it all kind of starts off with their coach, Herb Brooks, who started recruiting for Team USA. He passed on some of the best college players at the time, preferring to pick players he thought would come together and win a medal. So there's like professionals who went on and did great that he passed on because he was trying to put together the best team, not just individual players.
It's crazy.
Which is very, significant. Very little was expected of America since it was a very young and very inexperienced team, especially at the international level. Like I said, he picked players that no one thought really anything of.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the Soviet team was a heavy favorite to win the gold medal. The team practiced together for 11 months prior to the Olympics and devoted themselves exclusively to hockey and winning the gold. The Soviets were undefeated going into the medal round 5-0, so they won 5 straight. And America shocked the nation as they went to the medal round 4-0-1. And then I thought it was the gold medal round that they faced the Soviets, but it's not. They faced them in the semifinals. Which was back and forth the entire game, and ultimately Team USA upset the Soviet Union, beating them 4-3. And everyone felt like it was the gold medal game because the entire arena burst out chanting USA. I'm literally getting chills as I'm saying this because I'm thinking of the movie. Chanting USA, and they went on to beat Finland in the gold medal round. I think it was 5-2 or something. Crazy. No one expected them. The coach even said he would be happy if they even took bronze. And they went out.
So insane.
And yeah, it was crazy. And I believe the game was in America against the Soviet Union. And this was Cold War time. So there was a lot of things outside of sports that were going on between the US and Russia.
Between those two countries.
And so it was just crazy.
That makes it so much more powerful. Also, what makes that win leading up to you said you thought the game against the Soviet Union was the gold, but it probably felt like it because they were favored.
Yeah.
So in a sense, in games like that, when you beat the whoever's favorited to win, you realize whoa, we have a chance at this.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time, but an underdog story is the best.
It is. Especially in this situation.
Especially one that's unites the entire country.
Yeah. David and Goliath, truly.
Yes.
Because even, I talked to my mom about this too, because she remembers watching this live. And she was just the sheer size difference between the US players and the Soviet Union players was crazy because they're grown men. And these boys are college players that came together. Crazy. And the fact that they were able to beat them was wild. So that's my first one. Go USA.
Wow, go USA is right. Okay. Time for my first one. So I thought this was interesting to start off with. Prior to the 1992 Olympics, professional athletes were not allowed to compete in Olympic Games. The USA were looking to assert their dominance on the Olympic stage, and the NBA's desire to make the world's premier basketball league a truly global phenomenon gave birth to perhaps the greatest team anyone has ever seen in any sport. The 1992 United States men's Olympic basketball team, nicknamed the Dream Team, was the first American Olympic team to feature active professional players from the NBA. The team had been described by journalists around the world as the greatest sports team ever assembled. At the 1992 Summer Olympics held in Barcelona, the team defeated its opponents by an average of 44 points en route to the gold medal against Croatia. The team was collectively inducted into the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame in 2009, the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2010, and the FIBA Hall of Fame in 2017. The Naismith Hall of Fame calls the team the greatest collection of basketball talent on the planet. In addition to the team induction, 11 players and 3 coaches have also been inducted individually into the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So I just think that's so cool because basketball is so big in America. And I think for us, we're like, oh yeah, of course. But this was their moment to be like, we are here to prove that we are dominant.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just an iconic year in the Olympics because it was the first time that they could have NBA players. And if you look at that team, and maybe we can like post a picture for you guys. I won't just sit here and read all of them, but like it was it was the best of the best.
Yeah.
And so that in and of itself was pretty big.
Yeah. Just a few of them, like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, which even if you aren't a basketball fan, you know those names. You've probably heard those names.
You've heard those names. Yeah.
So that just shows like how crazy that team was, like how stacked they were.
And it shows just how much that changed the nature of basketball in the Olympics. Yeah. Because you have all those names now competing for Team USA, where before you had some college kids. Yeah. It's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
Literally.
Crazy.
Yeah. So.
Crazy. Also, how much were they winning by?
By an average of 44 points. That's no mercy.
Crazy. Yeah.
None.
Yeah, and they beat Croatia to win the gold medal 117-85.
Just
dominant.
Straight silly how dominant they were.
That's crazy.
Wow. We love the dominance. Yeah. And like literally, I really do. I like get competitive when like I'm looking at the Olympic standings. I'm like, because it'll break it down by like gold medals so far for each country. And I'm like, we need to be ahead by more than that. Like I'm like, let's be dominant. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I don't see enough American flags on that board.
Straight up.
We need more.
I'm like, come on, guys, come on. You got this. I'm like so locked in. So, but winning by an average of 44 points, yes, please.
Yeah. Speaking of dominance, I'm just going to go into this one. Michael Phelps.
You know the name.
Yeah, you know the name. He's probably one of the most iconic swimmers in history.
Yeah.
I feel like I can say that pretty confidently, especially after Googling like everything.
I thought he was the most decorated. Is he not?
Yeah,
I thought he was the most decorated swimmer.
So it kind of started. It didn't start in 2008, but that's when he broke a ton of crazy records in 2008. So in the 2008 Beijing Olympics is really when you see the greatest medal haul by a single athlete in the Olympic Games. Phelps won 8 golds in every event he entered. So he won every event that he entered. That's 8 of them. And broke the world record, which was 7 before. Which is just insane. He just completely popped off. There's like that iconic picture of him with all of his medals.
Like all the way down his long arms and the rest of his body.
He has total won 28 medals. 23 of them are gold medals, which is more than double the count of any of his rivals. No swimmer worldwide has managed more than 6 gold medals total. And he has won 23 for Team USA. So that's crazy.
That's insane. That is, again, back to dominance.
Yeah.
That is
8 in one Olympics is crazy.
Like Michael Phelps, thank you for winning Team USA so many gold medals. Like thank you for representing us on this
on that stage. Yeah, he really carried Team USA on his back.
It's crazy.
Insane. Yeah. So he's just, all around, just what an athlete.
Okay, now I'm going to go to it's a team story, but it does highlight an athlete in specific. I feel like kind of goes with that. Okay. So I'm taking you back to the 1996 Olympics for this. The year I was born. It's crazy because, like, I wasn't alive for this, but this is a gymnastics story, and so I feel like this is a part of me.
I was like, she better bring up some gymnastics story, or else I'm gonna be upset.
you know I would. I was like debating which one, but this one to me truly is iconic. Okay, even though this was a home Olympics and the USA were in rich vein of form, their gymnasts had never won the team competition. The strong favorites were once again the Soviet team, who had claimed the gold medal on 9 separate occasions. But while history was against them, Team USA managed to put themselves in a commanding position as the competition neared its conclusion. It would take a collapse of epic proportions for the Americans to not win their first ever team gold medal. Perhaps it was the pressure, perhaps it was the nerves, but with 4 athletes already having vaulted, Team USA were yet to land cleanly. It meant everything rode on gymnast Carrie Strugg's shoulders. Her 2 vaults would mean the difference between gold and silver for Team USA. With her first vault, disaster struck. She landed awkwardly on her feet and her ankle gave way underneath her. Pain was etched on Strugg's face. The crowd stared on in shock, and it looked for all the world as if her competition was over. Do we need this? She asked desperately as she faced up the idea that she would have to perform her final vault with an injured ankle. The answer was yes. Clearly hurting, Strug limped on for the gold medal defining vault. As she vaulted through the air, all eyes were on the landing. When her feet hit the ground, her ankle seemed to waver as the impact of the jump shook through her body. She raised her arms in triumph as she winced in pain. Strug had done it. She stuck the landing and won team gold for the USA for the first time ever.
Wow.
That story is like I said, it genuinely feels like it's a part of me because we in this day and age, Team USA is dominant in gymnastics. There's just kind of no, like, we are the team to beat, but at this point we weren't.
Yeah.
We hadn't been.
Yeah.
And she literally performed her vault on, I literally think it might have been like broken. It was crazy. I would have to see like what the technical term is because I don't remember. But for me, growing up a gymnast, this was the most iconic thing. And like, I still can picture it in my mind. Like her landing and then her coach coming up and carrying her as she waves to the crowd. It's so, so epic. And that is kind of the thing about gymnastics is if your teammates mess up, it's like, oh shoot, it's all on me.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy really how it's kind of an individual sport, but not.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that was pretty epic. That's an iconic one for sure.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Chills.
No.
Anyways, another kind of iconic play happened in the World Cup of Women's Soccer. So the women's national team, and this was like similar to gymnastics too. This was like huge for me because I played soccer growing up and I was a goalie. And so when I watch soccer, I watch it differently because I watch more of what the goalie does than what the shot is, if that makes sense. So Hope Solo, which is another name you probably have heard at some point or another, this kind of is what really launched her into her stardom, was the save. And it's called, I think the save heard around the world is what people have referred to it to. It was the save that rocked the nation and inspired the incredible support for the U.S. women's national team's run in the World Cup finals. This was in 2012. With only 5 minutes left in the gold medal match of the 2012 Summer Olympics between Japan and the U.S., Japan's Mana Iwabuchi? Sure. Tried to score a goal, but Team USA goalie Hope Solo made an epic, seemingly impossible save that went viral and turned her into a superstar around the world and ultimately helped them win the gold medal for Team USA. Which is just crazy. And she has had, I was like doing research about her because I haven't in so long, but she just has so many crazy saves where she just came in clutch in so many big moments that she really did it. And it wasn't just on her Obviously, they scored goals.
Obviously, of course. But it does, in that moment, it is a game changer.
Yeah.
It is a game changer.
And, like, it's big because goalies don't normally get recognition for, like, the saves they make.
Right.
And so for the fact that, like, she made this iconic save and it became, like, this huge deal and people kind of really started noticing her as a goalie is crazy because goalies are mainly known for, like, bad things, the saves they missed, rather than, like, the ones they made.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of pressure on being a goalie, honestly.
Yeah. So anyways, it was just kind of crazy. And
that's
so fun.
I love that.
Yeah. I literally named a cat after her.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Shut up. I didn't know that.
I named a cat Solo after her.
Sarah is a cat girl.
I am. I love dogs,
I am not, but Sarah is.
I am a cat girl.
So all our cat people can relate to Sarah.
Yeah. I mean, I also love dogs. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, she's named dogs.
Yeah. I don't.
But I hate cats and she loves cats, so it's okay.
I don't lean towards anyone, which most people either, like,
have a strong feeling towards one another.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm different. But yeah, I named one of my cats Solo after Hope Solo.
Okay, that's amazing. So that's epic.
Love her.
Okay, we'll just finish with one more, right? Because you started.
Yeah.
Okay. My last one, a little bit different. We've had a lot of, like, Olympic and Team USA ones. But this one is actually coming from a Cubs game, and it was the first game. This was the first game at Wrigley Field since 9/11 had happened.
Oh, wow.
So this was September 27th, 2001. In the first game at Wrigley since the terrorist attacks on America, Sammy Sosa, after hitting his 59th home run of the season, pulls out a small American flag and waves it as he circles the bases. After scoring and making a curtain call from the dugout, the Cubs slugger continues to wave Old Glory. And I love that because it's like this really powerful moment, and it's sad when the country has to be united because of tragedy, but he turned it into something that was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And he also inspired another player in 2022 on 9/11. There was a game in 2022, and Domingo Germán, Domingo Germán vividly recalls watching on television as Cubs star Sammy Sosa carried a miniature flag across Wrigley Field outfield, holding the Stars and Stripes high to mark his field's first home game following the September 11th, 2001 terror attacks. Tabbed as the Yankees starting pitcher on that date 21 years later, Domingo sensed an opportunity to follow his fellow Dominicans' footsteps. After a rain delay of nearly 2 hours, Germán burst out into the dugout towards Yankee Stadium's right field bullpen, drawing cheers as he recreated Sosa's red, white, and blue dash. And then he said, "I was 9 years old watching baseball with my granddad, and I remember seeing Sammy Sosa run out there with the flag. The way I took it, it was a way to show support to the country, to the people, to the victims." And then on that day in 2022, he said, "Today I felt it was a good way to replicate that and show that even after that heroic event, you remember what happened and that it's still close to your heart." So I thought that was just so cool because it clearly left a lasting impact where this player was 9 years old watching it. And then fast forward 21 years later, and he realizes he has an opportunity to do the same thing, which especially is cool because they're both Dominican. And I feel like that just makes it so that you really relate to idols that look like you or like you for one reason or another. Yeah. And so he took the opportunity to do that. I just think that's so special.
Yeah. And that's like part of the beauty of America is, there's so many people coming here from, so many different parts of the world, and anyone can, you can come here and be American. Yeah. And
wave your country's flags.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love sports for this reason because, like you said, it brings nations and like internationally can bring people together. Yep. Despite anything going on. And so that's why I love sports so much because
it's so much more than just sports.
Yeah, it's so much more than a game.
It is.
Yeah.
Whew.
This was a deep one.
I'm feeling it. Okay.
This is a deep one.
And now that we have just talked about all the great USA moments, we are going to end with the women's segment that's not USA. because we highlight. It's a women's soccer one. We already know Team USA for women's soccer.
Dominant.
They're the best. But this is great for the Australian women's national soccer team. So they sold out an 80,000 plus capacity stadium for their first World Cup game. And 80,000 plus people
for a soccer
game,
let alone a women's soccer game.
Guys, a lot of soccer stadiums aren't always built that large. I mean, it depends where you go. Like obviously in like Barcelona and everything it is, but for a women's soccer game to be sold out at that capacity is a huge, huge deal.
Yeah.
So we just want to shout out to them because. And to everyone who bought the tickets, honestly, because they understand there's value in women's sports.
Yeah. 100%.
And we support that too.
We love that.
Ooh, such a feel-good episode.
It really was.
I feel like
inspired.
I feel inspired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take on the day, have the best 4th of July of my life.
Really. So true.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Again, we feel inspired. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
And we will definitely try to get some snippets of pictures or videos that we can find of some of these moments. So that you guys can kind of see them and feel them. Because I feel like
visualize them.
I feel like it's different than when you can really see it.
No, when you see it, like, again, it's just chills. Seeing that emotion on someone's face is, you can't watch that. But, we'll try to do that so that you guys can do that too. Hopefully the stories had an impact though too. But that's all we've got from
Calling
the Shots. And we will see you next time.
Happy 4th.
Happy late 4th. Bye.